Hi there, thanks for watching this video. We are going now to explain you how to complete the expenses tab in Business Model Forecast. So let's go. Here we are. The expenses tab is a quite simple table as usual. You can notice that there are already some information pre-filled. This is a choice we made to help entrepreneurs to get into the expenses, because it's usually quite tedious, quite difficult and not very interesting to forecast common expenses. So here in this table you only complete information about common regular expenses. If you have any occasional or one-time expenses, you should instead specify it in this investment tab. So we have filled in information on most common expenses like marketing, sales, office rental and so forth. As usual, one line here is for one expense in this table. And for each line you have to specify, of course, a description as usual, here marketing, and then you have to specify two other information: fixed annual expense and variable expense, which is a percentage of revenues, and that's it. Here you can notice that these cells are different, and they are with formulas that will calculate automatically the expenses forecasted with these two information. The fixed annual expense is the minimum expense you expect for your business on any year, and then the variable expense will add more expenses depending on your revenues. So as you can see here, it's for 1 year it's 10,000 plus 2% of revenues. In this example, we took the hypothesis of revenues from the previous article on how to complete the revenues tab. So that's pretty much it. We'll just finish with a small example on how to complete with other expenses. So let's say other expense, maybe number 1, and here are two other, and we'll just show you that you can also just use one or another kind of expense. So you can just put like 2% and that's it. So the business model forecast will just automatically calculate the expenses only with this information, but you can also just put a fixed expenses like 10,000, so it will be only 10,000 always. As you can notice, the fixed annual expense will be split equally for each quarter, instead of the variable expense that is just based on the revenues multiplied by the percentage of variable expenses. And finally, you can also just do you can use both of this kind of expenses with the fixed and variable expenses, so you get the sum of the two. So we hope it helps you to understand how to complete and use this expenses tab in Business Model Forecast, and we can recommend you now, of course, to have a look to our next article on how to complete the investments tab. Thank you and bye.